Welcome to Film Fetish. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to another episode of Film Fetish. As usual, I'm your host CJ. Today, folks, is Valentine's Day, a holiday where people show their appreciation to their significant others, whether they be boyfriends, girlfriends, hetero life mates, or what have you. Now, I don't have one of those. But I'll tell you what I do have that I love, and that's the Carnosaur Trilogy. This is a film series that from a young age has fascinated me, and today I want to spread the love to you all. Let's get started. Let's start today off with the one that started it all. The original Carnosaur, directed by Adam Simon, the screenwriter for the 2001 Snoop Dogg film, Bones. It was released into theaters May 14, 1993, almost a full month ahead of Jurassic Park, in an attempt by producer Roger Corman to cash in on the big-budget dinosaur extravaganza. Carnosaur made $1.5 million at the box office, making it a success. Surprise success! Since its budget was only $850,000. The film is a loose adaptation of the John Brosnan novel of the same name, though that's about where the plot similarities stop. The film follows a genetic researcher that, having grown tired of humanity, has decided to give the world back to the dinosaurs. She does this by creating a virus through the use of chicken DNA that causes dinosaurs to grow in female wombs. Now, one of these dinosaurs hatched prematurely, ripping out the throat of a truck driver, and then going on a rampage across Nevada. The lead of this film is Raphael Sbarge, who Mass Effect fans might know as Caden Alenko. He plays Doc, an alcoholic security guard that's constantly hounded by an animal activist group who believe the dig site is protected since dinosaur bones have been found there. Due to a few mutilated teens and a whole lot of chance, Doc is forced to confront the evil doctor and her main henchman, a fully animatronic 16-foot T-Rex. It and the other creature effects were handled by the legendary special effects artist Carl Buckler, who did the effects of the wonderfully campy Gory series. As I said before though, the animatronics don't really work. The raptor can only move one hand in a circle, while the other hand doesn't work. The T-Rex can only move its head and kick its hind leg. A miniature was used for most of the scenes of the giant walking. Now, these effects problems were not Carl's fault. What does that say? Now, these effects problems were not Carl's fault, since he was tasked with creating a ton of animatronics in such a short time. Carnosaur to me is essential viewing for anyone looking to get into that amazing era of late 80s to early 90s B creature features. I mean, the movie even has a small role by Clint Howard, a man that you pretty much have to have in any B movie. It's like an unwritten law, and I'm okay with it. Now we move ahead 2 years to 1995 and the release of Carnosaur 2. Now, even though the original Carnosaur was released into theaters and made a profit, its sequel was sadly dumped straight to video. Thankfully, as many films in this genre, it found its audience. I remember picking it up as a kid going, "Dad, another Carnosaur!" And I still remember his unenthused sigh to this day. Now, before I can talk about the story, I have to point out that Carnosaur 2 is pretty much a retelling of the entire plot of the 1986 film Aliens. Don't believe it? I made a list of plot points. Tell me which movie I'm talking about. Carnosaur 2 follows a team of technicians that are sent to a facility after communications cease. The team uncover that something horrible has happened, and it's not long before they are set upon by a group of giant rubber velociraptors. Somehow, yet again, the main big bad of the film is a giant animatronic T-Rex. Unlike the first Carnosaur, this film is very tame in terms of gore, with only 2 graphic death scenes. Everyone else kind of dies off screen with ketchup bottle blood squirts. No worries though, between the 2 horrific deaths and a great scene featuring Miguel A. Nunez Jr. of Return of the Living Dead fame, fighting a velociraptor. He loses, but it's one of the best scenes in the movie. Now, Carnosaur 2 stars John Savage, who has starred in everything from Deer Hunter to the Dark Angel TV show. It also has Cliff D. Young from Dr. Giggles and Shock Treatment. The film was directed by Louis Morneau, director of the fun horror movie Bats, which you haven't seen. Holy crap, watch it. It's ridiculous. The film, as you can see, has a fun cast of decent actors, the sets all look great, and the story, while a knockoff of Aliens, is competent enough to keep your attention throughout. A wonderful sequel that the fans of the original should enjoy. Ketchup bottle blood skirts. Fuck! Lastly, we have the final installment of the trilogy. Carnosaur 3 was released straight to video in 1996 and was directed by Jonathan Winfrey, who directed the Black Scorpion series. Now, I remember the day Carnosaur 3 dropped in my local video store. I begged my dad to take me to get it and literally started crying when I found out that it was sold out. Thankfully, there was a man who had a copy who was nice enough to give me his. The rest is history, I guess. Carnosaur 3 is definitely the most B of the franchise, with terrible acting, terrible sets, and a ridiculous plot featuring genetically engineered raptors with the capability to cure cancer and regenerate their limbs. The story follows Scott Valentine's character, Rance Higgins, as he leads a co-op of Marines and Army soldiers to track down a group of terrorists who believe they've stolen a shipment of uranium, and instead have accidentally unleashed the dinos in a seemingly unimpenetrable warehouse. The film shifts gears halfway through, though, and the surviving team members find themselves on a cargo ship where the, say it with me, T-Rex is nesting. Now I know it sounds like I'm bashing the film, but I'm truly not. In the same vein as Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher or Tommy Wiseau's The Room, Carnosaur 3 and films of this type are good trashy fun that know what they are. They want you to be able to shut off your brain and grab the popcorn. These are a genre of films that have a simple intent, to entertain you without needing you to think and analyze. The Carnosaur Trilogy is, to be put simply, just fun as balls. Through over-the-top violence, out there stories, campy acting, and terrible special effects. These all come together to elevate each movie to the standard that I believe all B movies should have to follow and strive for. There we have it. I've told you about the film franchise that I love the most. What are yours? Anything you'd like to see me talk about in the future? Leave these in the comments below. This has been another episode of Film Fetish. I'm your host CJ. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and remember, keep it low brow.